I remember the first time I realized something was wrong with how we process lies. It wasn't a big political scandal. It wasn't breaking news. It was a small post shared in a group chat, a claim that sounded alarming, emotional, and urgent. I checked it instinctively. It was false. I felt irritated, a little offended. I corrected it. The second time it happened, I sighed and moved on. By the 10th time, I didn't even open the link, not because I believed it, but because I was tired. That's when it clicked. This wasn't about intelligence. It wasn't about morality. It was about energy. Human attention is not unlimited. The brain is designed to conserve effort. When we encounter deception for the first time, the response is sharp. Anger, disbelief, a sense that something isn't right. Neurologically, that's the brain protecting itself. The second time, the reaction weakens. By the 10th time, the emotional alarm barely activates. This isn't apathy, it's adaptation. The same mechanism that dulls pain after repeated injury also dulls outrage after repeated dishonesty. Repeated exposure doesn't train us to think harder, it trains us to react less. Modern information systems exploit this perfectly. They are built around speed, not accuracy. Volume, not verification. Every minute, millions of claims compete for attention. Checking something takes time. Reacting to it doesn't. So the system rewards emotional impact, repetition, familiar narratives. This is why falsehood spreads faster than truth. Not because it's better, but because it asks less of the brain. I saw this clearly during the pandemic. Contradictory claims flooded timelines daily. Some were mistakes, misunderstandings. Some were deliberate. At first, people argued. Then they debated. Then they disengaged. Not because the issue was resolved, but because they were exhausted. Over time, something subtle happens. The brain stops distinguishing severity. A dangerous lie begins to feel emotionally similar to a harmless rumor. That flattening is crucial. It's called disinformation fatigue, the mental exhaustion that follows constant exposure to dishonesty. And fatigue changes behavior. When lies go unchallenged, they don't disappear. They normalize. They stop feeling unacceptable. They stop feeling abnormal. Silence doesn't signal agreement, but it does signal permission. From the liar's perspective, no backlash means no cost. From the audience's perspective, if no one objects, why should I? This is how deception survives, not through persuasion, but through passivity. I've seen this play out in real life. A workplace rumor starts small. It's false, but no one wants conflict. So people stay quiet. Weeks later, it becomes something everyone knows. Not because it's true, but because it went unchallenged. Disinformation operates the same way, just at scale. Not all false information is equal. Mistakes happen. Confusion happens. Misunderstanding happens. But disinformation is different. It is intentional, designed to mislead, shared to manipulate, repeated to shape belief. Treating deliberate deception as just another opinion erodes ethical boundaries, because societies aren't governed only by laws. They're governed by norms. What people tolerate becomes what they expect. What they expect becomes what they repeat. History makes this uncomfortable reality clear. Once condemned, have quietly become acceptable. And acceptable behaviors have quietly become normal. Disinformation follows the same path. Once a lie settles into the background noise, correcting it becomes harder. Facts don't bounce off beliefs, they struggle against them. That's why correction alone isn't enough. Prevention matters more than cleanup. One of the most powerful tools against disinformation isn't debate. It's social signaling. Not endless arguments, not amplifying falsehoods. Simply communicating, this behavior is not normal. I've seen how effective this can be. In online communities, where misinformation is calmly labeled, not shouted down, it spreads less. Not because everyone suddenly becomes rational, but because social cost is reintroduced. Studies back this up. People are less likely to share false information when reminded of social expectations. Not just factual accuracy. Humans are social creatures first, rational actors second. Indifference doesn't stop at public discourse. It reshapes personal ethics. It lowers the bar for what we excuse. It weakens our ability to judge dishonesty, even when it benefits us. We stop asking, is this true? And start asking, does this matter? That shift is dangerous, because a society that tolerates lies doesn't collapse loudly. It erodes quietly. Disinformation succeeds not because it is convincing, but because it is exhausting. Resisting it doesn't require expertise. It requires refusing to treat dishonesty as normal. Every time a lie feels uncomfortable again, the system weakens. Every time silence is replaced with resistance, not outrage, not chaos, just calm refusal, truth regains ground. Back. Quietly, collectively. One reaction at a time.